Developing news, the push to ban the sale of gas-powered vehicles in California is going forward. State regulators today approved a 2035 deadline. All right, it's a sweeping move that would be the first in the world. Fox 11's Susan Hirasuna joining us live from Studio City to explain all this.
And a lot of people say this is a very bold move. The question is how effective? Well, according to greencars.com, in California, the transportation sector makes up half of greenhouse emissions. So banning gas-powered vehicles, at least the sale, by 2035, yeah, it'll make a difference, but are we ready? Azora Derrick drives a hydrogen-fueled car. She's the first to tell you what's good for the environment isn't always good for her.
A lot of the time, I'm either waiting here for almost an hour to get the hydrogen fuel at some locations, and a lot of the times these shut down and stuff, so I don't think they're quite ready yet.
Thomas Coiso pumped more than $70 of gas into his car, but he'd rather pay for gas than deal with range anxiety in a zero-emission vehicle.
I don't know how many miles where the EV stations are. I know I can find a gas station anywhere, but EV, what if I'm low on electric juice, and am I going to get stranded out there? I'm not wild about electric because it's good for short distances, maybe around the neighborhood, but for going on a long trip like San Diego, Vegas, or San Francisco.
Tough crowd now that California is mandating 35% of new car sales in 2026 be ZEVs, 51% in 2028, 68% by 2030, 100% in 2035.
There's not enough electricity to power every single car in California. People are going to be waiting in line.
Not true, says Jamie Court of Consumer Watchdog.
The point is to put out a goal, we want to go to the moon. And JFK didn't know we'd get to the moon, but he set the goal and we got to the moon.
You're going too fast, you're going too far, and it's going to cost too much.
Kevin Slagle is spokesperson for the Western States Petroleum Association. He sees hundreds of thousands of job losses for those who work in oil or work on combustion engines. And if you love your gas-powered car,
as far as costs go, we're expecting, it's very likely that these types of programs raise costs on fuel for those who need to continue to drive their car and truck that they like.
And to be clear, by 2035, if you still wanted to buy a new gas-powered vehicle, you'd be able to do so in another state and then drive it back to California. But it was interesting when I interviewed Kevin Slagle, he said it looks like the California Air Resources Board is coming for your gas-powered vehicles. And I said, you're using the language out of the gun lobby, and he just sort of agreed. He didn't realize he had said that. But his point is that it will get more expensive to own the gas-powered vehicle, if only because the state really doesn't want you to. Reporting live in Studio City, I'm Susan Hirasuna, Fox 11.